Following on from my last video about the inner child, I wanted to speak about the inner child and how it rules our life, and is it ruling our life? An analogy that was given to me many years ago was about who's driving the bus. So when you're doing anything in life, when you're doing anything, when you're dealing with an issue with friends, when you're dealing with issues with your children, when you're dealing with something new at work, when you're having to do anything, when you're arguing with your partner, who's driving the bus? And what that means is who's in the driver's seat of your psyche. We are multifaceted beings. We have all of our archetypes, and we also have all of our parts. We have our inner child, we have our traumatized child in there, we have the child who's ready to set the goals and move forward, we have our teenage selves, we have our adult selves, we have our dark sides, we have our witch wounds, we have all of these parts of us that are all a part of our psyche and all of our archetypes, our inner warrior, our inner, hag, our inner bitch, our inner fight. Who is it that's driving the bus when you're in every situation? And this is where things like mindfulness can be really helpful, and awareness of really learning to look into your body and go, in this moment, and this is what I ask clients all the time, when you go to set yourself up to move forward or do anything, or you've had an argument, or your children are unsettled and they absolutely cannot handle you and are going, I don't feel safe, I don't want to be near you, get away from me. And you're going, what the hell's going on? My first question is, who's driving the bus? If you are in your body, if you are in your adult self and your present moment being, which is your current age, the current day, if you are in that person, then you will be able to handle things a lot easier than if one other part of your psyche is in there driving the bus. And what I do in my coaching sessions is when we go to step forward into new levels and you go to step forward to do something, I need to ascertain who's driving the bus. How do we get you to make steps with you, your present self, being the driver of the bus? It's okay for your inner child to be scared. It's okay for the parts of your psyche to be there with you because they go with you everywhere anyway. But if you give them the driver's seat of the bus, imagine how that's going to go for you. I can see a few smashes out there. And if you think about things where you haven't handled things properly and you go, I really don't know what I was doing there, I'm a bit ashamed of that behavior. I don't believe in shame. But if you have that feeling of shame, that's generally because another part of your psyche was sitting there driving the bus and were given control to move through. And the first step to doing this work is awareness. It's around understanding that's what's happening, and then learning the tools to help settle and soothe and integrate those parts of the psyche into you, because whenever those parts of your psyche are separate from you, difficulties are going to arise. It's about finding the different parts of your psyche when they appear and what their needs are, and we can work to actually soothe them, integrate them into your current psyche so you can move forward and you form beautiful relationships with them instead of arguments all the time. And if that's something that sounds like it's been happening for you when you're trying to reach goals in anything in life, then shoot me a DM, because I would be really happy to talk to you further about that. I have beautiful tools that you can learn how to do it. And once you get the gist of what it is you're doing, you just take off on yourself and you can do these things. Shoot me a DM. You can book a discovery call via my website, and I would really love to support you and love to work with you. Let's see how it is that we might be able to work together.